Hi, this is Jen Schaefer. Thank you for joining me as I make 2 Z-Fold Mother's Day cards. I really wanted to get this tutorial out to you, but knew that with everything going on with my life right now, I wouldn't have time to completely film and edit a video. So I'm trying something new. This is my attempt at a video blog post, and I hope you enjoy. I started off with a piece of 9" by 12" Canson XL Watercolor paper. I knew that my end goal was to make a card that was roughly A2 sized, which is a 4 1/4 by 5½ inches. Based on the size of my paper, I decided to cut a 1/4 inch off of both measurements. This has the benefit of fitting easily into an A2 sized envelope, even with the additional panel and fairly thick paper. So the length of the card base should be 12 inches, giving 3 4" panels, and the height on one side should be 5 1/4 inches. I decided that the panel should decrease in height by 1 inch each panel, so this makes the other side of the card 2 1/4 inches. Cutting 2 card bases from this paper left me with a 2" by 12" strip of paper I could use for stamping. After cutting the bases, I scored the 12" sides on the 4" and 8" marks. With the bases prepared, I decided on the themes. I wanted to feature the cute stamp set Flutter By from Lawn Fawn. I wanted the cards to have a distinct feel and fit the recipients, so I used several flowers from the set for my mom's card and several butterflies from the set for my mother-in-law's card. I used Versafine Onyx Black Ink to stamp out the images because I'm going to use Zig Clean Color markers to color them, and this water-resistant ink works well with water-based markers. With some of my stamping done, I moved on to coloring. For the butterfly card, I went with a color scheme of pink and teals. For the pinks, I used light pink, pink, and purple. For the teal color, I used light blue and turquoise green. On the flowers, I used a mix of purple, yellow, and green. For the purple flowers, I used light violet and purple. For the yellow flowers, I used lemon yellow and yellow, and for the green leaves, I used May green and green. Because these are relatively small stamps and zigs blend so well, I found that I didn't need to use a lot of colors to get a blended look with a lot of depth. When I color images like these, I find that I like the look best when I use the darker colors towards the center of the flower or butterfly, then use a lighter shade to shade out the wings or petal tips and blend the colors together. Once the coloring is done, I cut out the flowers and butterflies. This can be time-consuming, since I don't have the matching dies for many stamp sets, but I like the look you get. Once the cutting is done, I like to use a brush tip end of a black soot distress marker to trace along the edges of the cutout images. This isn't strictly necessary because the images will be laid on the same colored paper, but I think it gives the cutout a cleaner, more polished look. The next step is to start designing the cards. I used the large script Grandma and the saying Happy Mother's Day from Mom Plus Me stamp set from Lawn Fawn to add a sentiment to the front of both of my cards. Then I started laying out the flowers and butterflies on the front of the cards. They filled up the border nicely, but I decided to add in a few stamped images to the front of the cards as well as to really fill in the front. Then I colored those in and the front of the cards were finished. When you open the Z-fold, the backs of the images aren't very pretty. So I stamped out a few extra images to cover the areas where the backs of the flowers or butterflies show. For most of the images, the reversed image is fairly symmetrical, which means that you don't have to do anything to fit the new butterfly or flower over the back of the one on the front of the card. However, in the case of the butterfly with one wing showing, this is not the case. You have a couple of options here. My choice was to stamp the butterfly and cut it out without coloring it. Then use the back plain white side to cover up the unattractive back of the front panel butterfly. Another option would be to do mirror stamping. There are plenty of tutorials on YouTube if you're interested in this option, which will result in a mirrored version of your stamp that you could color in and put over the butterfly. In the case of the asymmetric flowers, I lined up the image as best as I could, making sure no white showed through to the front of the card. Then I added some black pen and marker to make an extra petal where the white was showing through on the back. With this step completed, so are my 2 Z-fold cards. I think they turned out beautiful both on the front and the inside. You could even decorate the inside with more flowers or butterflies if desired. The one thing you'll have to pay attention to when decorating or writing in your card is that some of the white space from your middle panel will show when you're looking at the front of the card. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed my latest card episode. Please let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of these quick blog post type videos, or if you'd like to see a more traditional episode for this style of card. Also be sure to check the description for further details, and I hope to see you again next time.